from Holland and you're watching The Expedition.
I am Jaula.
I'm Talita. I'm Denise.
You're watching The Expedition.
The Expedition. Fascinating stories of the smiling coast.
On a major quest to promote a culture-centered tourism, the National Center for Arts and Culture is giving particular attention to the reviving of the country's rich cultural heritage and diverse norms of the Gambia. The mission invests new energy into various cultural festivals and carnivals that celebrate and renew the country's colorful traditions. The latest takes festival enthusiasts to the Central River region, where the island town of Janjangbureh convened its annual cultural carnival, celebrating the Kankurang Masquerade. The Kankurang festival brought together different ethnic groups, each represented by a masquerade, notably the Zimba, Fairy, Kumpo, hunting and the famous Kankurang kept festival participants entertained throughout the three-day event.
Well, hello, you're watching Expedition Gambia. My name is Fatou, Ellika Muloshi, and we present to you another exciting festival happening right here in Janjangbureh. Well, here in Georgetown, they're having what they call the Kankurang Festival, or better still, the Masquerade Festival, where they have a rich culture here in Janjangbureh that they're trying to preserve. And one of those cultures is that they have a very rich heritage called the Kankurangs. And right inside here, they're having what they call the parade of the Kankurang. So we'll go for a short break, and when we come back, we go inside there and see what is happening. This is Expedition Gambia.
Okay.
Janjangbureh, formerly called the Makati Island, is best known for producing the finest Kankurang masquerades in the Gambia. The legacy has made it a UNESCO-accredited heritage site, serving as the custodian of the country's Kankurang Center.
So right now, I've seen someone that has been really working hard to make sure this festival is a success, and I really want to know how you're feeling right now, Sharma. Tell us.
Excited! I'm so happy that an idea to action has happened. This concept started as a single idea, and today it is what you see in Janjangbureh today.
Very well, Sharma. And we'd like to know how much work went into this festival.
Yes, there is a lot of work that went into this festival because last year we did a pilot on it to see how it will work. Then once we did the ones for last year, because that was the revival, the rejuvenation again, then we thought we will give it enough time this year. So before the time comes in this year, we were able to start engaging with YEP, who is their main sponsor. And we were able to give what we call a festival management training to the community, in which I engage the community. I've been going back and front, trying to enhance their capacity in the various respective areas in developing a proper festival, especially a festival that would be attracting tourism, because we try to incorporate what you call community-based tourism within it.
The Kankurang Museum in the Gambia depicts the value people attach to Masquerade culture, which is mixed with a strong spiritual energy and natural powers that guide and protect new initiates during circumcision ceremonies, taking them through rites of passage.
So he is the VDC chairman in the community. Tell us now your own view of how the young people are receiving the culture of the Kankurang nowadays.
That's the use of the present moment. We are not taking Kankurang as an important thing in their life. But because of the intervention of the elders, they have now known the value and importance of Kankurang in our midst, in our communities. Because Kankurang is so important that, especially during circumcisions, it has some associations. During circumcisions, you have evils. When children are circumcised, normally we bring them here. So during that process, at night, evils would come around to attempt getting the newly circumcised children disappeared. So this is what created the intervention of Kankurang, especially Farm 1. It comes unexpectedly, nobody prepared it. It comes without expectations. So it drives the evils away. It guided the newly circumcised children. So the youth now know the importance of Kankurang in our midst. Yes.
So for that reason, you made a point that is very important. You say they drive away evils. What kind of things, supernatural powers that the Kankurang possesses? Does that mean that not everyone can be Kankurang?
No, it's not everybody that can be a Kankurang, especially Farm 1. But nowadays, the youth of the generation take it as an entertainment thing. But Kankurang is more than entertainment. Kankurang is an important thing in life, especially Farm 1, because it deals with evils. Anytime you have social setups like circumcisions and things like that, evils come around, they do their own activities. So because of the intervention or the presence of Farm 1 and Kankurang, they never do what they intend to do to children. And evil deeds are never entertained. They are always afraid to do such things, because without that, they will be killed by Kankurangs or Farm 1. Yes, they will kill them. So this is why they never come around during the process of those occasions.
Tell us your name and why is this festival so important to this community?
Well, this is ever a culture in Janjangbureh here. Before, in the centuries, before I became as Baba Sani or Bari in Janjangbureh, I found it's a cultural program in Janjangbureh for ever since. So forward that, it's very important for us to bring back our culture and let people know and people see, and the culture of Janjangbureh is a Kankurang festival today. Thank you very much.
How how do you see the culture revive in the previous years compared to now? Is it still rich like the way it used to be before?
Although this is true, in those years, the elders in the culture, they are illiterates. Presently, we the adult boys today, either we the sons, we have manufactured more of these things to come out and see the culture again of all these elders who were there before. So at least we are putting the people, ever since a culture home. The people here, especially the whole Gambia and the whole people of the Gambia, we are very grateful to see people here today, either the GRTS people.
Okay, so with me also, I have another one that is part of the Council of Elders, and his name is Matar. Matar, tell us, how are you feeling today, seeing how these Kankurangs are performing and how the entire village came out to be a part of this festival?
I am so happy, so delighted, seeing my people dancing their culture, making us remember what has been happening here before, since our forefathers, because Makati is known as a cultural town. And all these cultural things, you even have a slave market, those are part of the culture that has passed here. And now today, Kankurang is a culture for Janjangbureh. Janjangbureh is the town that first started Kankurang Festival. And today, seeing my people dancing that culture, oh, definitely I'm very happy. I cannot express my happiness. I'm so delighted.
The festival is also a great opportunity for interaction with visitors and tourists, using every moment to get closer to the rich cultural legacy and history of the island. And so, 3 days of performances showcasing various Kankurangs produce a rare cultural expose in one of the most important carnivals reviving the country's past.
Alright, so it's day 2 of the festival, of the Kankurang Festival happening here in Makati Island. And right about now, we're about to have the carnival. As you can see, everyone is dressed in their t-shirts, and the masquerades are coming from the museum to meet up here so we can walk all the way down to the center. It's going to be really exciting. This is Expedition Gambia. Do stay tuned with us. This is the carnival, and with me I have the coordinator of the event, Saini. Welcome to Expedition Gambia.
Hello Fatou, how are you? I am the marketing manager for the National Center for Arts and Culture. Today is the second day. We have the carnival where all the masquerades are going to meet here, do some display, and then go inside the town. And then later in the evening, we would have a parade of all the 10 different masquerades in Janjangbureh.
And I can see you. You were so excited. You were dancing to the hunting. How do you feel at this moment?
Oh my God, I feel over the moon. I am from Janjangbureh. My dad is from here, so it's like I am back to the land.
So right with me here, I have Omar Jammeh. He's also known as Jato. Jato, tell us, where did you get the Jato from?
Well, I think that would be difficult to say, but
that
emerged from Eliasa, way back from Badibu.
Okay, yeah. Interesting. And you actually represent Jato anyway. So tell us, you are the, youth coordinator for the region, and we've seen the amount of work you put into this festival. Tell us, how has it been, and how have you seen the turnout?
Yeah, as you have rightly said, I am the regional youth chairperson, and as well as the president of this Kankurang Festival from inception. And it is true that a lot of work has been done on this festival, but then it was collective with the participation of the community and as well as the Festival Management Committee of Janjangbureh, who worked very hard to ensure that we have a successful festival.
Very well. Why is this Masquerade Festival so important for the people of this region? Because we see that they are all coming out in their large numbers. Quite impressive.
Actually, culture or the Kankurang Festival is one unique aspect of Janjangbureh that actually identify the heritage of this community.
The evening events bring together different people from diverse cultures and traditions, exposing them to the rich culture the island has to offer. Here, tourists express delight in the great feeling and atmosphere the festival provides.
Alright, so I have another one here who is also on a mission, but at the same time feeling herself at the carnival. Who are you? Tell us your name and where you're from.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Rifka Jappi. I'm from the International Trade Center in New York. I'm the representative of the International Trade Center in New York.
Wow. So have you ever seen something like this before?
This is my very first time in the Gambia, my very first time in Janjangbureh, and I've never felt this exhilarating excitement. It's electric.
I know. You must be feeling excited. Now, how do you see the festival from yesterday to today? How do you see the whole thing?
Well, for me, I feel like it is a very well thought out, planned event, but also it has the spontaneity and energy. What's really wonderful to see is that young people have gotten together to celebrate their traditions, to preserve them, and to open them up to a new audience, to make new opportunities that includes economic prosperity for young people. And we at ITC, we implement youth in partnership with the government of the Gambia. We're very excited to partner with the government of the Gambia, and the youth have been intimately involved at every step of the process, and now you see it come alive.
The picture here presents immense diversity and objectives also targeted to advance economic gains for youth and community development, unveiling the works of vibrant young people in various crafts and arts, which were positively received by guests.
So you cannot be living in Janjangbureh and not know who Takatiti is. He's someone who's been living in this community for a long time, and he knows a lot about this place, and that is why today we want to have a little chat with him to tell us what he knows about this place. Let's talk about this tree that we are sitting on right now. What is the importance of the tree? Oh, I heard that there is a tree in Janjangbureh where when slaves touch that tree, they eventually become free. What do you know about that?
Now, after the abolition of the trade, everybody was to know that nobody can anymore take the order for a slave. And to make a very good identification or registration, you must come to this point. Here you will be registered. A scar would be applied to your back here, sort of. That you can proudly tell anybody, nobody can ever take me for a slave. I had been registered at Janjangbureh. So this is the place where people were assembling to come and give their names. No more for the trade to go away, and even the residents, like I said, the domestic slaves, were all here. You are just registered, nobody dares to tell you, can't even make a stigma of you.
Let's talk about finally the Kankurangs. Why is the Kankurang such a very important cultural heritage for the people of Janjangbureh?
Now, as I told you, if you talk about culture, it's acquired practical knowledge. Now, one may tell you it's the natural way of people's life. You come about the histories of the Mandingos, this was very earlier done in the Mandinka communities. The Kankurang, you can take it for any spirit. But the Kankurang was here as well to help us in all the administration, the social cohesion. Basically, I may say, the Kankurang, we apply it for the circumcision programs as well, where children are a little threatened and taught family life education, to respect your mother's peer, your father's companion, call him a father. Now the Kankurang in communal works can send anybody out to go and work. We all accept it. You can never fight a Kankurang. You can never stand a Kankurang. In our very long histories, don't take it any incredible. A Kankurang would kill somebody, and by the end of the day, it's for nothing. We have a story about Janjangbureh here, when their Kankurang would not allow even a sister to play with the culture. So these are things. We all have it for respectability to our culture. So that's about the Kankurang basically. And we like this festival. Many of our Kankurang mates and other kinds are here. Not forgetting the urban area. Yeah. My Zimba, my Kumpo, my Ferry, you know, Zimba is doing wonders as well. So welcome everybody in the
Somebody said, it's been the effort of many others. Before this day, who were ever trying to get tourism promoted. Thank you very much, Demasanya.
So we have to move
in Janjangbureh,
because these people
we were standing here since 1989. I've talked to over 5,000 people on tourism. Here we are. We are all the time lacking certain support until came the delivering growth. One like here, by no doubt, EU, we are proud of you. Here in Janjangbureh, we ever tell people in our three names. Locally, Janjangbureh, we are also Makati, the then Governor General who was based in Sierra. This place was as well named after King George IV. I remember my senior man, for the Manga at this time.
The Youth Empowerment Project is focused on promoting youth participation and empowerment through job creation. YEP is the main sponsor of the second edition of the Kankurang Festival, bringing a pleasant twist to the event's outlook, encouraging young people to use the opportunity and market their goods.
This is Expedition Gambia. My name is Fatou Ellika Muloshi, and with me I have Ngone Pane. She is the National Tourism Consultant at YEP. As you're aware, YEP is the sole sponsor of this Kankurang Festival, and it's important that we know the amount of work that YEP has put into this. Welcome to Expedition Gambia, Ngone.
Thank you, Fatou.
Yeah, so tell us, how was it like putting this entire festival together?
Well, it's never easy, but we have partners. Whatever YEP does, we don't try to implement anything directly. We try to implement through other government agencies, and this is to build their capacities so that someday when YEP is not here, they are able to implement these projects themselves. So we were working with NCAC, the National Center for Arts and Culture. Then we were also working with the Gambia Tourism Board and the community of Janjangbureh to organize this festival, to support the youths of Janjangbureh, to create employment, but also to support development in tourism and creative industries.
Very well. Now, how do we diversify this so that it can actually go into the international, map? Because we have festivals all over the world, but how do we make it reachable or accessible to all those other people as well who are also in different countries, so that we can grow bigger and better and make everyone aware of such a festival happening in the country?
Right. So during our marketing activities, we were collaborating with all tourism partners. We really appreciate that the contribution that our partners has done in creating visibility. Even the tourist taxi drivers assisted, the tour operators, the National Center for Arts and Culture, Gambia Tourism Board, even the ministry and the youths of Janjangbureh themselves took up this opportunity. They were marketing on Facebook, online, to make this festival known. We hope by next year, everyone who is interested on the Janjangbureh Festival would be here.
What are your expected outcomes?
We hope we were able to support the youth through temporal employment.
because with the 3 days festival, we were also able to create job opportunities in partnership with the GTHI trained students that we train on hospitality management. Some of them were doing catering. We have got those that were doing arts and craft, like stores that were selling arts and craft products.
All right, so right with me, I have the man that is inside or in the center of all this project, and he's been really working hard to make sure that the Kankurang Festival is a success. And with me, I have Mr. Raymond Mosa, the project manager of Youth Empowerment Project. Welcome to Expedition Gambia, Raymond.
Thank you very much, Fatou. Thanks for having me.
Yes, we know that this program is very, very important for you, and so you've been really putting so much work into it. Tell us, why is this very, very important for the Youth Empowerment Project?
Look, under the Youth Empowerment Project, we are looking at areas where we can empower youths, create jobs, and not just any jobs, but meaningful jobs for young Gambians. Now, at the outset, we said, okay, in the tourism sector, we have a lot of potential. So we looked at different areas where we can make investments. And of course, we have different areas within the Gambia where we can activate some of these opportunities. Now, we have the coastal areas, but very importantly, also we have a lot of these untapped opportunities in the rural Gambia. And at the beginning, we saw in Janjangbureh a magical place. Janjangbureh is so rich in history, in culture, in also wonderful people, so that we have invested in many different areas to revive the tourism in Janjangbureh. So this involves skills development with the Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute. You have the Director General next to you.
Yes.
And they are opening up a new skill center here in Janjangbureh, a full annex. We're investing in the development of new products, development of new experiences, and the Kankurang Festival is of course a very important part of this. So it's not just important for creating jobs and empower young Gambians here to have meaningful opportunities in Janjangbureh and surrounding areas, but of course also it's about preserving history, tradition, and this wonderful cultural heritage, including Kankurang.
Now, we're talking about preserving the very rich cultural heritage we have in Janjangbureh. Let's talk about the tourism part as well. How do you see the entire festival contributing to tourism? Because we see a lot of tourists that have come to this place to also be or witness the festival. Now, how do you see that in whole?
So there are many ways that the tourism industry is contributing to the local development. So you have some of these obvious income streams that are being generated. So for instance, in the hotels, in the restaurants, in the camps, where the tourism are consuming. But of course, they're also contributing directly to the festival, where they're being charged for coming here and experiencing this. Then you have a lot of other, maybe less visible ways. So for instance, we also have a market here where young Gambians are exhibiting their products. So the tourists will also buy the local products and through that also support the crafts industry and many different areas. Now tomorrow, for instance, we also have community-based tourism activities where we are working with a number of tour operators in Greater Banjul area, and they're bringing tourists here that are experiencing the festival today, but tomorrow they're also going to go to the communities and learn more about the way of life in the communities, and of course that in itself is also a beautiful experience and helps to contribute to these communities then.
The people of Janjangbureh, led by the governor of the region, is committed to promoting a culture-centered tourism while giving its young people the opportunity to take charge and ownership of the town's rich heritage and legacy. The festival is an annual event, and the preparation starts now towards the upcoming Kankurang Festival next year, amid plans to draw more participants and global attention to the many attractions of the island town.
Janine from Holland, and you're watching The Expedition.
I am Jaula.
I'm Talita. I'm Denise.
You're watching The Expedition.
The Expedition. Fascinating stories of the smiling coast.